Hello and welcome back to the Bullish Money Media channel. I have produced a number of content where I gave a lot of tips, basic tips, as well as advanced tips on how content creators can better find and quicker find success on the Steemit network. And that has again been focused primarily on the content creators. I did not do a video on how to do effective content curation or how to effectively engage the Steemit network for those who are not necessarily content creators but are content consumers and curators. So this is my video for you guys that are more focused on commenting and curating great content. So the difference is that there's a completely different approach when you are commenting and curating the content and engaging content creators. It's a different perspective from the content creator side, where I encourage the creators to use active language to make their point known and to communicate that argument effectively on video or on paper. But as a commentator or as a critic of content, you want to make sure that your voice, your writing voice, your commenting voice is more passive than it is active. Because if you start using too much of the active voice, it sort of sounds confrontational, and being confrontational is not really the point of Steemit and the experiment that we're doing. Of course, I'm not saying that you have to use the passive voice versus the active voice, because clearly you do have to use a blend, but you want to make sure that you don't sound too confrontational, that you're trying to egg somebody on for a fight. When it comes to commenting and critiquing other people's content, it is very difficult, especially when you're doing it on a text format. You don't have the ability to verbally vocalize your critique. So there's a lot of the emotions that are lost in translation when you're writing on paper. And the best way to show some respect for the content and to get a more of a positive response back from the original content creator is to use the passive voice as opposed to the active voice. That just facilitates better communication. It facilitates a more of a rapport with that person. When you're using the active voice, you're talking about I am doing this or I am saying that, and it works when you are the speech giver or you are the content creator. When you are the critic, it tends to create some sort of conflict. It may be a hidden conflict, but it does create some emotional conflict there. And if you want to be effective as a content curator and as a critic of content, you want to try to lessen some of the teeth out of the active voice by again using the passive voice. So that's my initial idea on how to do effective content creation and critiquing, and I'll be sure to constantly put out some content for you guys so you can practice your passive voice. You can practice your passive voice on my videos and articles.